the UVM APB protocol with UVM methodology using SVUVM. Okay. Now, for verification of APB protocol, first we have to create a duty for APB protocol, and this is the basic APB protocol, and we will make our duty with this FSM. Okay. You need to first read this AMBA protocol APB specification protocol, and you will get all the signals in this, whichever signal you want in your APB protocol. There are some optional signals, but the main working of this APB protocol is this FSM. Here are 3 states: idle, setup, access, and we will work with this select and enable signal, and P ready signal will be our output signal, this APB protocol. So as you know, this is our module for a Verilog, very simple module, not a big code. Okay, so these are the signals we need for APB protocol, because we are transferring data as per this address, and this is output data. Okay, and clock, because every protocol will work with clock. As you know, the protocol is only the rules, so we have to only specify the rules and it will work. Okay, so this is a P reset, because first we have to reset all the signals. Without reset, it will just give us the garbage value. And every state is declared with enum, and enum we use for naming the numbers. So like 0 is named as idle. So this is very important for writing any FSM. Okay, now, and this is our type def we use for creating the state type as state. Now state is our new data type, which has idle, setup, and access and transfer. So now our main protocol logic works from always at the rate passage of clock, means at every passage of clock active edge it will check if there is reset, then no condition matters, it will just do all the signals to 0. And we need memory for storage, so it is the internal memory, it is nothing to do with anything, it is only internal memory which will store temporarily. Now here our protocol FSM will start to work. The first state is idle state. In idle state only 0, and now writing the condition we will see to the FSM, and which is we will go for specification. So idle, P select, and P enable is also 0. So if P select is 0 and P enable is 0, then state is setup state. We will go for the setup state, because now all the idle conditions are set, and we will go for setup state. And setup state condition is P select is 1 and P enable is 0. Fine. Now setup state P enable is 1 and because both should be 1 and 0. Okay. For setup state, and after setup state we will go to access state. So we can verify this in this condition, state will be changing to access, otherwise it will go to the setup state again if this condition is not fulfilled. Now if the condition is fulfilled, we will go to the access stage, and P ready will be 1. We will check if this P ready will be 1, and we will go for next state, access state. Okay, so P ready will be 1, and we will go to access state, otherwise it will go to setup state. Now access state condition are all these 3 will be 1, all these 2 will be 1, and P ready is always 1, already 1, because we are in access state. Until we cover our all read and write operation, it will be 1. Okay, now P write is when there are 2 conditions for P write. If it is 0, then it will read. If it is 1, then it will write, writing the data. And for that, another else condition, our P read is that if the read is there, then it will go to idle state and read, and if it is write is there, then it is setup, because we have to write another thing. So whatever you want to write, you can write using Testbench, which is most important part is this video. We are not going in detail with APB protocol. APB protocol code you can write with Verilog. but Testbench should be of Testbench should be written with UVM or SV. For understanding this, we need a Testbench. Okay, so if you want Testbench architecture, you have to create it. Okay, so this is architecture, and if you want this, I will attach to description. So this is our architecture, how our Testbench will look like. Yeah. So this is duty, and this whole thing is our thing. And in that, this APB talk you will see first where the run test name will be there. See side by side with the code. So as you know, this is Testbench, and these are all Testbench thing. Okay, and these are inside the table. Okay, so let's see. This is Testbench and APB test, DUT, interface are all inside this Testbench. You will see all inside it. So top module we can use global clock and reset as per our FSM, and because our Testbench also needs that clock, so we'll just set it global, and we will create an interface because interface is also in the top. This is interface, so all the signals are inside the interface. All the signals. Now here is our interface with clock and reset, because interface has clock and reset. All the Testbench and you controlling with this clock. Okay. Now APB protocol, we will get our signals and an instantiation of this APB protocol here, and we will connect our signals with our interface. And you can see here we have instantiation of our interface, the INFI, and we are connecting this interface. Okay, let's see interface very easy. So now interface has all the signals. So this part is a little bit tricky, so I think I will cover it in next part, and this association also I will cover in next part. We will go for basic Testbench for first video. Okay, so these are the signals. You need to focus on these signals, and this is global clock and clock and these signals. Okay, so we will connected our APB protocol Testbench TV with our duty here now. And as I have commented this, because in UVM Testbench it internally called dollar finish, so you did not need any dollar finish in UVM page, and this is a simple task for writing our clock. Okay, so now our clock is created and we instantiated our duty. Now next is test, APB test. Now in test we have virtual interface, virtual sequencer. So virtual sequencer we will go afterwards, but first we have to create virtual sequence and APB environment, which will consider all this. All the Testbench is about how your hierarchy is going on. Okay. In UVM we follow strict hierarchy, not as SV, but you can use anyhow, like you can instantiate your create your agent, one agent, two agent, three agent, and you can do inside the environment. Rest of the thing will be same for any Testbench. Now test has your environment. So first we will instantiate environment, and all this syntax you can get from any website like VLSI, Guru, or Chip Verify. And you don't think about the syntax, because in industry we only focus on our logic part. I am only explaining you this UVM Testbench, because you can write this Testbench with the help of websites and syntax. You just need to focus on how your Testbench is going to connect, how the hierarchy is going. Like now here we have instantiated our environment. Okay, we are going as per our architecture. Okay, the environment is there, config is there, and here is our first test, main test. where we will start our sequence, to our agent and to our sequencer. This is how we write the path. Okay. Now we will raise our objection and drop our objection. This is delay optional. Now in this, I have just started our test. Okay, and this is our sequence. And this sequence like read, single read and single write. So we just given one write signal 1, okay, to write single thing that, and similarly we can write single read because we are 0 0. We can single read and single write 0 1 0. We can do multiple things like alternate read write 1 0 is inside the repeat loop 20 times. Random read write. Okay. Similarly, we can use multiple test cases like error and this. Okay. Similarly, we have multiple test cases for that. Here is the multiple test. Similar, all of the similar also copy paste. We just need to only change the logic. And what is logic here? Only we have to instantiate this single read and write and start the sequence with different name. Similarly, see alternate. So test is only about including environment, starting this sequence. Okay, you can just extend it and can change your sequence as per the sequence. You can. It is also simple. You just have to create class extended sequence. And here is our general sequence, small class, only instantiate as per our syntax. Okay. Now we have our test, we have our sequence, and now we have to run on sequence. Sequencer is component, and you can follow the syntax. This is not having any difficult part. It is, this syntax is available, and there is, you can directly use it. But in test we have environment. This following hierarchy, we will go to environment. Environment have agent and scoreboard. Similarly, you can use this whole thing, but environment has this connect phase. We have to connect this monitor. If you are using coverage, we will not cover coverage and scoreboard in this video. And you can print topology. You can print topology everywhere. And this is your build phase. We'll build the agent, scoreboard, and coverage here. Now, similarly, we will go to agent. Now, in agent, you will create this driver monitor sequencer. Similarly, you will go to driver. Okay. Now, from driver, the code is changed. Okay. Up till agent, it is simple code, syntax code, nothing more. You just have to create, build anything, and you just have to connect everything. This is TLM port. Okay. So up till agent, it is about the syntax. After driver, there is one part which we have to see now how to do. Okay. In driver, rest of the things are syntax, like config and everything. You just have to parameterize with every transaction. Because here is our main part, process of duty. Here we are writing signal and reading. Okay. Now here we have to write, as you know our APB protocol. First we have been select 1, enable 0, we write 1. Then as per our data, it is random data, general data will be the correct to say, because we are controlling it with our constraints. Now after that your p enable will work, because now it will go to access state, and now we will go to transfer state. Okay. Similarly, read only our write signal, rewrite is 0. Your data you can read. Okay. And this is general. Okay. Here no, we can write and read anytime. Okay. Now from driver, the data goes from interface to monitor, and monitor you just have to monitor it. So you can just instantiate your TLM ports and you can run. So this is how Testbench looks like. Only I have given only the introduction, but the main thing is how we will run it. And if you want detailed video about how your Testbench, then comment. How we will run it. Okay. So I think this is the simple case, random cases, random 9, and here our data is 9, here output is also 9. For your simple multicolor alternate output, let's see where we have right alternate. You can use alternate. Test number 3. Number 3. Okay. Fine. Okay, you can see as your right is 1 0 1 0. Our data is also 9. So first 9, then we will read 9, then again right. So we will write 22 because it write 9 again, then it therefore 9 can be again. Okay. Now we will write 22 then here. And you can see the select is also 1 and our P enable is also 1 at the same time, then only the period has come. See, this is how the verification works. It is only the introduction about verification. I have only explained how the DUT we can create from FSM and we can write DUT here, and we have to connect this DUT to our test bench. Rest of the syntax you can get from any website, and just have to connect this DUT and follow the architecture, how it is connected and how everything is done. Driver and monitor, you have to focus on driver and monitor for connecting all the pictures. Scoreboard and coverage I haven't taken it, but all the flow is only introduction of the flow. Thank you for your time.